Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go to PayPal at Deem by Any Means. There go to Cash App. $ Deem by any means. Y'all know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $5, $50, $500. Anything is much, much, much appreciated because y'all don't have to do that and support the channel the way y'all do, and I appreciate that. Hey, Pitbull is on his bully, if you feel me. Man, I'm watching Pitbull get ready for this fight, man. You know, PBC starting to do the promotions for him. And and this a video I've been wanting to make, but I was trying to wait till it got closer to the fights, like around or like right now. There's a couple weeks leading up to the fight, man, on March 30th. But man, Pitbull is looking amazing, man. I'm sitting up there listening to a story about him and his wife. There was a bunch of things that I didn't know, man. So you really know that Pitbull is from the gutter. Um, as far as dealing with a lot, being a father, I respect that from me, man, because I'm a father myself. So I just know the difficulties and the focus when you're trying to accomplish something and provide for your family. And it's times that he wasn't always able to do that. And I really respect it. So I understand where the hunger come from, why he's a pit bull, why he's a dog. And as a man, when I understand that part of it, it makes me gravitate towards you a little bit more, man. And I really feel like for me watching him, I think that Pitbull he underestimated Cabrera in his last fight. I think that he didn't have too much tape on him. I don't think he knew that much about him. And Cabrera has a real awkward style. So I think that caught Pitbull off guard. And awkward styles work against guys like Pitbull because they got that peekaboo, come forward, type of boxing style, which they're very consistent at what they do. So they're not, when somebody is going in there and not something that they quite seen before, it takes them a little while to figure out how they want to attack it. But I wasn't, I really had that last fight with Cabrera being the draw. I'm not mad that he got the win, you know, but I kind of had it like a draw. That's just me personally. I thought that Cabrera could have won easily too. That was a tough fight to sit up there and score. But it really looks like, man, Pitbull is looking, he just stocky, man. He's built like Mike Tyson. Like he just built like that. Like he's looked like he really working on his footwork, using his jab more. I see him out there working on his jab. And then Pitbull that got a Pitbull that's using his footwork and using his jab more, that's scary. It looked like they working on him sidestepping, implementing a little bit of Lomachenko tactics into his boxing game. And I'm just starting to see growth. And I like that I could tell that he didn't like his last performance, that he's that much more focused, moving up, challenging Romero. And Rolly, man, if you not on your P's and Q's, man, I just don't have faith that Rolly is going to be able to beat this man because Rolly done switched up his trainers and the whole nine. And Pitbull, man, you gotta bring your lunch pail with Pitbull. You cannot be undisciplined with Pitbull. You can't just go in there and think, and when you start doing good, think you going to just go in there and just seek and destroy. With Pitbull, you gotta chop that wood. You can't just go in there and drop a bomb. You gotta chop wood. He's a hard guy to knock out. It's just certain fighters, man, that we have seen throughout the decades, man. It's just hard to knock them out. Pitbull has a similar attribute that Canelo has, where it's like you can hit Pitbull with the kitchen sink, but it's going to be hard to drop him. It's going to be hard to knock him out. It's not going to be easy he has a granite chin, man. He's built to take them type of punches. He's built like like an NFL running back. He's just a couple inches too short, but he's built to take that punishment, and he has the style that goes along with his body type. That's the other thing. It's not like Pitbull's out there trying to fight on his back foot. He's 5'4", 5'5". He can't do all of that. But what he can do, he does very well. And I think that he's implementing little things, that just little nuances to his boxing game that would make him that much better. And if he stays consistent on that with his footwork and his jab and being able to use that outside leverage when he actually does have it, to get his opponent to come to him a little bit, work on that back foot a little bit where he'll feel much more comfortable. He can fight on the back foot. Don't get it twisted. and he's very defensively sound. That's one thing you got to give Pitbull. He's very defensively sound. Now, the way he fights, you can hit him if you have a jab and you're taller and you can use your reach. You could get to him, but it's not going to be easy, is all I'm saying. And I just really looking forward to this fight. Um, Pitbull has made. I really like Pitbull, man, because I like fighters that's just strictly down to the business. But the thing I like about Pitbull over a lot of other guys is Pitbull is a guy that's strictly business, but he's not scared to open his mouth. I think Pitbull would be a much bigger star if he had the vernacular of a David Benavidez, if he was able to talk. See, I would like David Benavidez to have more of Cruz personality, using it with the English to get across to the American public. Pitbull is quiet, but Pitbull will give his opinion. Like, he's very stern on his opinion. Like, nothing about the man is scared. Like, he gonna say how he feels. And he not scared to open his mouth and promote a fight and call a guy a bum or whatever. Like, Pitbull not scared that way. You dig what I'm saying? Like, he'll open his mouth similar to how Canelo Alvarez will. Like, he's not backing down from nothing. And that's the thing that I really, really like about Pitbull. And I could just tell that he's focused. It's just sometimes you could see it in a fighter. Like, I know he noticed his moment. He knows that this is his chance to really put him, because if he stays at 140, it's going to be hard for anybody in that division to beat Pitbull. Pitbull will be everybody's closest challenge because it's the way he fights, y'all. He's going to give everybody their best fight just strictly off the way that he fights. Just strictly off the way that he fights. He's going to give everybody their best. They're going to have to bring their lunch pail. He's going to give everybody, a hard time. And that's just reality, because he's relentless. And then if he add that footwork to it, he add that jab to it, he add the elusiveness to it, start using his IQ. He has a pretty good IQ. I can't say that. But what I'm saying is, just adding them little nuances to his game and perfecting his craft, I feel like Pitbull is doing that right now. And I haven't seen that same discipline out of Romero. I have not seen that same discipline out of Romero in any of his fights. So I'm not confident that he's going to out-discipline Pitbull. I'm not confident he's going to outwork Pitbull. I know he don't have more heart than Pitbull. He's not more active than Pitbull. So it's a lot of things that's working against him, and he's going to be punching down. He's going to try to do what he did with Gervonta, but the problem is Pitbull is not going to allow him to do that. Pitbull is going to be ducking under them jabs and coming up with punches himself. Pitbull is going to apply pressure. Pitbull don't walk into fights worrying about getting knocked out. He just don't operate like that. So he's coming forward no matter what. But it's the fact that I like that he's implementing, when you throw a nasty hook and he dips, he's going to sidestep you and hit you now. He's going to implement his footwork. He's going to use the inside of the ring and use his size to get you to come to him, for him to sneak in. Y'all hear me talk about it all the time. It's a thing called inching in. And Gervonta Davis and Pitbull Cruz does this beautifully. It's the same thing. It's the opposite of what De Los Santos was able to do versus Shakur Stevenson. They're able to get closer to you, use their height for you to think, oh, that's a little guy. And you not realize that he's getting closer to you without you noticing. So when you wind up throwing your jab, you thought he was farther away than he was, but he has the explosiveness that he's taking a step and a half forward when he dips under you. He's jumping towards you now because of his smaller stature. So you throwing a hook or you throwing a jab, he's going to slip, but he's going to explode to you the same way Mike Tyson used to do. And then he's coming up with a hook to the body, a hook to the head, an uppercut, something. So now he's right in range. Now you're at a disadvantage because you have the longer reach. So now you got to punch down because he's inside your body. He's inside your arm length, right where he need to be. Now he has the advantage. If you watch Joe Frazier back in the day, he was beautiful at doing it. And I think that Pitbull understands the history of boxing. I think Pitbull will realize how big this moment is for him. I think Pitbull is always a fighter that people are going to want to see because at least they know what he's going to bring to the ring. He's very consistent on what he's going to bring to the ring. He doesn't deviate too much from it. But I'm just glad to see that he's adding and not subtracting. Boxers got to get better. This is the problem. A lot of boxers don't get better. It's the reason why Anthony Joshua sat up there and got with Derrick James, because he realized he wasn't getting better. Now, y'all can't tell me Anthony Joshua don't look better now. He does. Just working on the fundamentals, just staying disciplined, just staying consistent, letting your mind work your body and not letting your body work your mind and not vice versa. You thinking too much about it. If you think you could get the guy, you see you hurting him, hurt him. Don't play with him. And that's one thing we know that Pitbull not going to do, man. So I'm very excited for this fight, man. Romero, I wish you the best of luck. You might be able to pull it off, but I just doubt highly that you will. I think we're going to see a new champion up there at 140, and his name going to be Issac Pitbull Cruz, or Issac Pitbull Cruz, however you say it. Y'all already know what this is, man. Deem by any means. And I holla at y'all.